Hi, I'm Faith Obermeyer, and this is my husband, Michael Obermeyer. As soon as I found out I was pregnant with Connor, probably about 1 or 2 weeks after that, I started to get severely sick, and I needed to get a central line that was placed, and I did all my own IV fluids and medications at home. Financially, it destroyed us. I lost my job due to all of it, and he had to pick up more hours at work, and our relationship took a toll from that because he was constantly gone and I had no support at home to help me. It got to the point where we didn't feel like the sickness was worth it, and we had contemplated having an abortion, and I did schedule that.
I knew a little bit going into it that she had issues with health and the struggles, but I didn't realize to the extent of how bad it was, and it got bad. We contemplated, ending it, breaking up, separating, not going through with it. I mean, we had all kinds of thistles and tassels, I guess.
I scheduled an appointment with the Pregnancy Resource Center for an ultrasound. When I came into the Pregnancy Resource Center, we did an ultrasound, and I got to see my baby. I believe it was 10 weeks along I was, and it was very emotional. I went from not wanting to continue with the pregnancy to wondering how in the world I even thought of ever getting rid of him. He had the hiccups. I remember that. I'll never forget that. And I recorded it on my phone. I brought it home to him and showed him. It was super cute.
He's got hiccups or something.
Yeah, it almost looks like it.
Coming here to the Pregnancy Resource Center was helping because she came home with, like she said, videos and proof and just something we could actually get close to and get to know rather than just the sickness that was taking over.
At about 25 weeks pregnant, I ended up getting sepsis. And I was ambulanced down from Cambridge Medical Center down to Mercy Hospital, where we discovered I had a 9mm kidney stone that was stuck inside me. And I ended up having a nephrostomy tube placed, and that was no fun.
Basically, things got worse.
A lot worse. And then I was doing it, normally they do light sedation for the nephrostomy tube changes, but because I was pregnant, they couldn't do that. So I was awake during the whole entire process, and it was terrible. The one doctor looked at me one time and told me this is just completely inhumane, is what he said. And I had nowhere else really to turn to, so I ended up calling the Pregnancy Resource Center, and they were super happy to help me and willing, and they helped me pay past due bills. I went in July 26th, and I was 1 week early for my due date, so they induced me 1 week early, and we had baby Connor. And he was 8 pounds, 2 ounces, 21 inches long. Coming home, I delivered Connor on a Thursday. I came home on a Saturday, and I ended up back into Cambridge ER on Sunday with sepsis again. So I had a brand new newborn baby at home, and I was being ambulanced down back to Mercy with a blood infection. Then I was hospitalized then too, I think for 5 days.
Therefore, I had the baby at home.
You had the baby at home, and then he brought the baby to me in the hospital, so we got this huge hospital stay again with Connor, and they brought us this little bassinet and everything, and we got to have him in the room, and that was another tough time. That was super tough. I got home from the hospital. The Pregnancy Resource Center called me and let me know that they had volunteers that make meals.
Well, I think the thought now of not having Connor it should have never been a thought. I mean, having him now is incredible. Even before we actually got to hold him, we knew he was going to be incredible, and he is.
Ish, I'm gonna cry. You don't want me to cry? He's perfect. I mean, I don't know what I would do without him. And this is Connor. He's a big boy.
Connor now is about 2.5 months.
Having the Pregnancy Resource Center here to help us through the pregnancy and to help us make hard decisions was a lifesaver. I wouldn't have been able to do it without it, and I don't know where he would be.
It took a lot of stress off of me, just having someone for her to go to.
Like when I first started, I always felt the Pregnancy Resource Center was a place for young mothers to go who want to terminate their pregnancies, or they're not in relationships with the baby dad anymore and different things like that. I think the Pregnancy Resource Center is so much more than that. It's to help people from the age of 15 having babies when they're too young to 25-year-olds to 43-year-olds. I mean, anybody can come here and get help at any time.
It's for dads, stepdads, for everyone. It takes a lot of stress off us as guys or as fathers, and it helps. It truly does.